I'm standing here in Bangkok, Thailand, and today we're hitting the streets to ask digital nomads how they actually make money living here.
I'm Sam Tyler. I've been living abroad for 7 years, and in this episode, we're diving into the real life of people working remotely in Thailand.
And how much do you spend per month? But why Thailand?
Because of the weather, because of the nature.
Like people tend to say, oh, like you need to have this amount of money. I moved to Thailand and I was making, I think around $1,000 a month from some.
So where are you from? What's your name?
My name is Steven. I'm from the Netherlands.
My name's Mike and I'm from Scotland.
My name is Floris. I'm from Netherlands.
I'm Roman, I'm from Ukraine.
My name is Taylor Alexis and I'm from California, San Diego.
I'm Thomas, I'm from Poland.
And what do you do for work?
I'm running a software dev agency with a small team of developers.
I now work for a Canadian software investor. So they actually acquire companies, software companies. They build them, hold them and operate them over time.
I am an online fitness coach and I also do a little bit of day trading as well.
I work in cybersecurity. I'm a cybersecurity analyst.
I guess I'm a content creator, same as you.
I'm running a software dev agency with a small team of developers.
I'm a sales guy for a lighting company, a Belgium lighting company.
Okay, so is that flexible in where you can work?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's I can be in Bangkok or in Singapore. I can work essentially wherever I want.
Yeah, at the moment I'm more like hybrid. My office is in Chennai, India. So I travel there once a month to meet the team.
Yep.
But a lot of my work I can do remotely.
And why Thailand?
Oh, I love Thailand. I mean, it's the culture, the climate, friendly people, the buzz of Bangkok. It's fantastic.
And we done a little bit of traveling. We went Chiang Mai, we went Phuket, we went Krabi, and we literally just fell in love, mainly with the people. You know, everywhere we went, everybody was so hospitable, everybody was so lovely, and we just sort of melted into Thailand and just thought, this is like paradise on earth. When we went back to Scotland, we landed and we just thought, will we go back? We just totally fell in love with Thailand. 4 months later, we moved back. We've been here ever since.
So I was living in Germany before. I've lived there, I think, around 8 years. It started getting very boring and I don't like the weather. So I was choosing the country where to move and Thailand was on my list because I've traveled here before. The weather, the prices, the people, the culture, like all together. And I just decided, okay, I'll try. And if I like it, I'll stay here.
It started really when I would watch girls like going on like backpacking trips on like YouTube and stuff like that growing up. Like I always thought that was like so cool. Like people who just like backpack like Southeast Asia and like, you know, just the experience that they had and everything. When I did that myself last year, backpack Southeast Asia, Thailand really just spoke to me, honestly. Like there's just so much here. Like if you want to see waterfalls or if you want to live by, or you want like a city kind of vibe, if you want to go to the mountains, like they have all of that here. And the people are so nice. And so I was just like, yeah, why not? And then also like there's that DTB visa. So it just kind of like made sense, you know? So I said like, why not? So.
But why Thailand?
Thailand is because of the weather, because of the nature, the food, and the kind and nice people. Yeah, land of smiles.
Why Thailand? I ended up here for work. I moved here after having lived in Bangladesh and Myanmar briefly. And then I moved for Foodpanda to Bangkok.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So quite a long time. You see yourself being here for the long term?
I'm not 100% sure how long I will be here.
Yeah.
Right? But life's very good. I've enjoyed living in Bangkok, and I'd never planned to be here this long, but I'm still here.
And how did you learn those skills to become a digital nomad?
I'm very much a generalist. Now I'm leading one of the software companies, one of those companies. And I just grew to be, I think, a managing manager over time. Yeah.
It actually started off with me learning how to code back in 2017. I had no background in computer science or anything like that. I didn't think that was even an option for me. But I saw like a YouTube video and I watched a documentary about this guy named like Aaron Swartz. Basically, he's like the co-founder of like Reddit. And I just really liked how he was like self-taught and everything. And he was like, and it just really interested me. So I decided I wanted to like start learning how to code. And from there, like within about 8 months, I got my first job as a web developer. I worked and I did that for about 3-4 years. And then I transitioned into cybersecurity. And how I was able to do that was I just learned online, just like how I did with like coding. So I used like a lot of like resources like actually Free Code Camp. That's actually like one of like the resources that I use. But also like Try Hack Me. There's other platforms such as Hack the Box and everything like that. I built up like my own home lab, like setting up like my own like network and learned how firewalls and switches and all that kind of stuff worked. And I put that on my resume and I ended up getting a job in cybersecurity. So I've been doing that now for about 2 years.
And you're completely remote.
Yes, yes, I am.
So
and
why-
my boss knows I live out here.
So you got a cool boss.
Yes, very much.
So I learned the skills of day trading mainly through trial and error. I seen one of my friends doing it, and you always see online like people doing day trading, and I was like, you know, I want to try my hand at that. And it took me about 12 to 18 months of failing consistently to be able to see the error of my ways and learn from that. So that was pretty much the day trading story. Like I went through like month after month after month, and I was like, how can I not get this? And then I just kept on like analyzing what I was doing, and that's pretty much how I learned it. A couple of YouTubes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. And then the other side of it is personal training.
Personal training. So I was a personal trainer in the UK for 10 years.
Wow.
And then when we moved to Thailand, I thought, I need to go online. What's my skill? I could become an online fitness coach. So I just transferred all of my clients online, man. It was easy as that.
And how did you acquire those skills?
That's a pretty long story. So when I was 18 or 19, my oldest brother just gave me a programming book, C++, and he said, just read it, you know, you'll be smarter. So I started reading the book, and slowly but surely, I got into programming. I found like a interest, a hobby, and it kind of translated into passion over time. I got into game dev, and and then I actually joined my brother's company.
Right.
So he was also running a software dev agency. I worked with him for about 3 or 4 years. And at some point I like noticed I can actually do certain things better. Like my responsibility was already like through the roof. I was basically responsible not just for coding, but also taking sales calls, doing sales, negotiating, doing the paperwork and all that. So I started my own software dev agency.
So how much do you make per month doing that kind of job?
Yeah, so I just looked at my reports a couple of days ago. I'm making about $19,000 or $20,000 a month.
So you can live pretty comfortably in Thailand with that?
Yes. However, I still need to be cautious with my expenses.
So I'm a contractor. I average about $6,000 to $7,000 a month. And as far as like my cost of living out here, it's always usually around like $1,300 to $1,500 a month.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I live
pretty
very frugal.
Frugal, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty frugal. Yeah.
So you're saving quite a lot.
Yes, very much. Like every check that I get, I don't touch it at first. Like I just put like money aside for my savings and investments and everything, and then like what's left is like that's what I use for like food and like getting around and stuff like that. So.
Smart lady right here.
Like I have things I'm trying to save for it. So yeah. And then also like you just never know. You never know, like you can get fired one day and you want to make sure you're able to like sustain yourself. So
Yeah, have that emergency fund essentially.
yeah, absolutely.
Can I ask how much you make per month?
More than 400,000 a month.
Thai baht.
Mm.
Yeah. And how much do you spend per month?
Okay, I have a small family, so that's not really, so 40%,
Okay.
30%, 40% of that.
Yeah. So you think Thailand is pretty family friendly?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They're very used to children, very friendly. The air pollution is not really, but that's only a few months a year. But for the rest, it's always nice weather. Sometimes a little bit of rain, but in general, you can always go outside. Yeah, it's very good. Absolutely.
Yeah, and the benefit of the rain is that it cools down a bit.
Absolutely. And especially in our area, or in my area, I live 39, you have a lot of children-friendly areas.
Yeah.
Play gardens, playvilles, all kind of things.
So with living in Thailand, how much do you roughly spend per month?
Roughly spend per month, every month's different. I've got 2 children. So any month could be going from 50,000 baht up to 100,000 baht. Yeah, every month. Again, depending, we do spend money on ourselves going out, but having 2 young children, we don't get to see like the party side of Bangkok. But yeah, most things are spent on family activities and if the kids need fed and watered.
Yeah, that varies a lot, right? Like Bangkok, you can do anything from super cheap to like make it super expensive.
Totally agree.
With apartments, with living, right? Rent. With foods also, you can go as cheap as 50 baht, or you can spend like every evening 5 to 10,000 baht if you want on Michelin star food as well.
Yeah, which is probably the best thing about Bangkok is it caters to both demographics.
Exactly. I think you almost don't have any other cities in Asia. You have a few maybe, but that have such a like a wide range of spending, making that possible. Although Bangkok has become more expensive over time, I believe. The last 3 years has been, the price have increased significantly.
Yeah, probably because of the result of gentrification. But let's say minimum, maximum spending per month. What does it range between?
Oh, it's so difficult. Also, actually, I'm actually not a good example because I don't track it too much, right?
Okay.
But I've had also a period when I was looking for a new role, right? Then cutting down quite significantly, and that's possible in Bangkok. And we're still living quite comfortably. Now again, it's you don't really need to watch the mind to spend too much, but yeah, it can be anywhere between 150 to 200 or so, I guess, per month.
200,000 baht.
Yeah. I think something like that. But it differs so much from month to month. If you do a few trips, then it spikes a bit more.
Yeah, it can double if you go into Japan for a week or,
Exactly.
a place in Europe. So
Exactly. But even in Thailand, right? If you do like a few trips, you can do that either super cheap.
Yeah.
But if you fly directly to Samui, right, then
Yeah, Samoi's expensive.
yeah.
You know why?
Yeah, mostly because of the White Lotus, I guess, right now.
It's because the airport is owned by Bangkok Airways.
Okay,
so it's a
the
monopoly.
flight tickets. Yeah.
So you can only fly to Koh Samui via Bangkok Airways, and they hike up the price between 5 to 11,000 baht per flight. So it's expensive compared to Phuket.
Yeah, the only thing I think the hack for that is if you live on Samui, right, you can get a resident card.
Okay.
And then you can fly half price.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or a little bit less.
That's good to know.
But you need to live there. You need to have like a contract or an investment or something like that. Yeah.
What about in terms of your expenses and spending? Let's say how much you typically spend per month living in Bangkok.
Yeah, off the top of my head, that would be about $3,000 or maybe $3,500, all things considered. We're living in a pretty spacious apartment, not the cheapest area. It's considered more expensive than average. Also the food, the commute, other expenses, the co-working space, the visa. We just had to do a trip to get my DTV visa. And I also have mortgage back in my country. And I have a car payment. So yeah, my expenses are back a few years ago. I would always dream about making $19,000 or $20,000 a month. But now, it's not that much. I'm still stressed out about expenses, about money, about savings,
When I first moved here, I lived in Chiang Mai, and my monthly spending was under $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's very cheap.
I had this kind of apartment with a private bathroom, but no kitchen, and mountain view, and I paid $100 a month.
Wow, yeah, Chiang Mai is obviously known for being cheap, but $100 a month room, that's
and it's like a local
insane.
price, so it wasn't a big student dormitory kind of, but it's like a private room.
So a few years ago, $1,000 a month. How about today, 2025?
Yeah, well, so now I pay around $650 for one bedroom apartment right there.
Yeah, you live close to this park.
Close to Benchikiti Park.
And what about in total, say for monthly spending?
Yeah, I don't know now.
You don't track it?
Yeah, I don't track it. I think
So
it's
that means
not
you're
much.
financially comfortable then to not be able to track.
Yeah, because it's still not a lot, I know that I spend probably most of my money on food. Most of my monthly spending goes on food. And then a little bit transportation, a little bit internet. So it's not a lot. Definitely under $1,500.
And Roman, what's your favorite thing about being a digital nomad?
I guess that you don't have to do 9 to 5, you're free. You're kind of like a business owner, but also independently from location. So you have lots of freedom, and I love freedom. Yeah, do you love freedom?
Me too, of course, yeah.
Right.
I think not having your own boss, working on your own time, your own schedule, is the best thing ever. That's true happiness.
And people think that means that you don't work, but you actually end up working more if you're workaholic and this type of person. So I don't have days off, but I love my work. So it's like a trade-off, but I cannot imagine myself working like a 9 to 5.
Yeah. Flexibility, that I can make my own week. I can come to the office if I want, or if I want to work at home, or I want to work in an area where I have lunch with some friends. It can be in Bangkok or maybe in another area in Bangkok. But also, not work at daytimes, but also maybe work at night times.
Then how did you learn those skills to become a digital nomad?
By doing. Just did Okay, I must say, having an APAC role, that you also have a lot of online meetings in different time zones from New Zealand towards Europe, then it makes you more flexible. You should be more flexible. But also, is it because your life is steering you in that direction? If my son, for example, my son has swimming classes at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I will go there, right? I will go to swimming classes and I will come back and start working again. This office is not closed at 6 p.m.
So it gives you the freedom and the time to have family time, as well as being able to work whenever you want.
Absolutely.
The freedom. Yeah, 100% the freedom. I could work when I want. I could train when I want. I could open my laptop and work when I want. If I want to go to the beach, I could work there. I could open my laptop in a cafe. It's 100%, finances aside, it's the freedom and the quality of life that it gives you to live life on your own terms.
So there's definitely two sides to the medal, right? Positives and pros and cons. Positive thing is that it's more flexible, right?
Yeah.
Like I've quite long working days now, but I can schedule it apart from the meetings. I can just schedule it a little bit myself, like the office environment, the 9 to 6 or 9 to 7 office environment. I can live in location in the city that I love, right? It requires a lot of travel, which at first it's nice, but at some point you also get a little bit tired of getting in and out of the plane, right?
It's hard to get into that routine of going to the gym or
Exactly.
sleeping in your own bed.
Exactly. The routine is something that I sometimes miss when I'm traveling. And of course, not working directly with my colleagues in person. That's something that I miss. And so that's why every month that I go to Chennai, to India, then I'm happy to also see my colleagues and work from there.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite thing about being a digital nomad?
Definitely the travel, like being able to work remotely and just go to different places. I've been able to go to Japan, Cambodia, Vietnam this year, Indonesia and stuff. And I really like that. I like the freedom of being able to just go. So, I mean, it has the downsides like sleep, but yeah, that is definitely the upside.
So you work through the night?
Yes, I do. Often, usually, my meetings are between 10 a.m. or not 10 a.m., but 10 p.m. Here in Bangkok to around as late as 5 a.m. It can be. So yeah.
Freedom. I don't need to go to a set place every single day, and most importantly, I don't need to answer to a boss.
I also love that. Yeah.
It's pretty frustrating having someone over you tell you what to do. You see, the company could be run better. And this boss is not necessarily the smartest person. He's still responsible for your paycheck. You still need to ask him for a promotion or a pay increase. It can be frustrating. So this type of freedom I just love.
And if you could give advice to someone that wants to work online, what would you say?
I would say working online takes more discipline than I thought. When you have a boss and you clock in the same exact hours and you go to the same place and work at the office, it kind of gives you this pressure, this external pressure. But being on your own or running a solo, being a digital nomad or running a small agency, all the responsibility, all the pressure, you need to pressure yourself. You need to discipline yourself. You need to set your own schedule.
For sure, back in the day, a couple of years ago, I was a teacher. And I found that no matter how hard I worked, whether I put in a lot of effort, a lot of time, organization, scheduling into my work then, I would still come out with the same paycheck. So I felt like once I started to work for myself, I felt the more responsibility I had, the harder I worked. Because if I put in 10 hours a day, all on my own personal brand and business, then I could get much more out of that. And it made me more motivated to work harder.
Exactly. Yesterday, I was listening to a YouTube video from someone from England as well. And I heard this keyword. He said, you work for yourself. That's so powerful. Every single minute, every single hour of your work now, from going forward, is working for yourself. You choose to work only 3 hours today, or you can choose to work, let's say 10 or 12 hours. You can choose to pursue some new business. You can choose to read a book, to maybe discover some new opportunities. That's so empowering. This is number one. This is number one benefit of being a digital nomad and running your own business. Working for yourself.
Be realistic. It's not realistic for someone to just like jump into like a six-figure like tech job that allows you to work remote. For me, having like past experience like in tech, that definitely helped me. Just be like realistic with like your expectations for sure. Just like not expecting to like jump into like a six-figure role with like out experience and everything like that. Yeah, that would be like my advice, honestly.
People overthink it a lot, you know. Like people tend to say, oh, like you need to have this amount of money to quit your job or to do this or that. Like I moved to Thailand and I was making, I think, around $1,000 a month from some like shitty freelance job. I didn't have any savings, you know. I just took a risk, and yes, there is some risk, you know. You can end up having no money, but I feel like you have to push yourself out of the comfort zone and not overthink it. My plan was actually to live in Chiang Mai, live a super frugal lifestyle, and just save lots of money, you know. I didn't make much money, but I could spend little money. That was my plan. And I think Thailand is also perfect for that.
Yeah, I always tell to people, it's not how much money you make, which is obviously important, but sometimes what's more important is how much money you can save.
Exactly.
I've met people that earn $10,000 a month and they're saving $1,000, where I've met other people that earn $6,000 a month and they're saving $4,000 a month and investing. So
yeah, it's like a financial hygiene, right? Like you have to be very, very precise and like structured. And I think being a minimalist also helps. Like I don't really spend money on stuff.
So first of all, I think it all starts with a good business idea, right? And then grit. Like, of course, I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm working for a company that allows me to work remotely. That is something that I found and that I, of course, landed that job at some point. You can go that way. It's hard to find companies though that are allowing this remote work, I believe. More and more difficult, like it's getting increasingly difficult. But yeah, if you're an entrepreneur and you're more free to go somewhere, that you need to start your own business, right? Or your own online business. But I'm not the one to give advice on that.
And what about in terms of getting a remote job?
Getting a remote job, yeah. It's, I think, a little bit a mix of luck and sort of grit that continue to look. Like I wasn't particularly looking for a remote job at first. But this job allows me to work remote. Yeah, as soon as you find it, then make sure that you put in the work, right? Both in landing the job, but also putting in the work after you started the role itself.
I would say 100% take the first leap. If you're in a position now, the worst case scenario is if it doesn't work out, you're only going to be in the position that you're in now.
True.
If you don't take the first step, man, you're never going to know. Take it, jump it, and go full in.
So if someone's watching this and they think, okay, how can I start working online for myself? What advice would you give them?
I think just starting. You need to be, one thing you need to be sometimes a bit focused. Don't let yourself too distract too much. And if you set yourself some goals, I want to do this week A, B, C, and then at the end of the week you check, hey, did I have done A, B, C? Then that's good. Sometimes the pitfall can be that you're being too distracted and you go to the gym at lunch and then maybe a nice coffee place and have a coffee, and then in the end you're...
So having that routine is important.
Yeah, that's important. To make yourself a routine and set yourself the goals for the week. Maybe in months, it depends on you.
And you can see yourself living in Thailand long term?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, my children, my both boys are still young, so the eldest is 4. But he can go to school here if he wants, or we have no plans yet to go back to the Netherlands now.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate the interview.
Yeah, you're welcome, Sam.
Yo, thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Cheers, man. Cheers.
Yeah, sure. Anytime.
Yeah. That's it.